Say you're a guy who's been kind of apprehensive about wearing floral ingredients in perfumes. Maybe you're into the darker stuff, woodsy stuff, resinous smokes, but you're into something that's a little bit different, something that's a little bit on the smoother, very classy and elegant side of things, and you're wanting to experiment with a little bit of florals in your fragrances. Well, today we have a masculine floral perfume. This one actually came out back in 2017. It's by Isabey. This one is called Sir Galahad. It's a gardenia based fragrance. I'm so excited to give you my thoughts on the scent, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my fragrance review of Sir Galahad by Isabey, and I tell you all about this masculine floral fragrance, in my opinion, it's totally unisex, but I can see both sexes really enjoying this one. I do want to start things off by mentioning that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to hit that bell notification so that you can stay up to date on all of my future uploads. And of course, if you take something of value from this review, give it a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So I was looking at the note breakdown for this one, and there is a lot of gardenia. So there's gardenia, there's jasmine. You definitely have this clean white floral heart, but then resting in the base, you have amber and vetiver and tobacco. You also have a touch of saffron in here with some Italian mandarin. So it definitely goes in a few different directions, and it has this classy, woodsy, masculine base, but it still has this very bright, clean, floral, and vivid introduction on account of the gardenia. And on top of all of that, it also smells very natural, very warm, very organic, and it doesn't have any animalic components to it. So this is a really nice masculine sort of spicy floral fragrance. I'm excited to give you a more comprehensive breakdown of the smell. Let's take a quick look at the presentation. The opening of this fragrance is gardenia, gardenia, and then some more gardenia. So it opens up very fresh and clean. Of course, you have a touch of citrus, and one thing that I typically associate with orange, whether that be mandarin or tangerine, is it usually presents a sort of warmth that you're not going to get from some of the colder citrus fruits like the lemon or the yuzu. So this one does open up with a little bit of warmth, and I love that warm, earthy combination that I think is also established in this fragrance on account of the vetiver that's in the base. But here's the thing, with all of the ingredients that are in this fragrance, they all lean on the side of clean. What do I mean by that? Vetiver can be very dark and soily and earthy, or some types of vetiver can be very clean, and you think of something like Original Vetiver by Creed, one of the cleanest vetivers out there. And I think the same can be said about the magnolia that's in here, not the magnolia, excuse me, the gardenia that's in here. Now, some white floral ingredients like jasmine can actually come across being a little bit indolic. I don't really perceive any indole from this fragrance. It just smells very clean, very classy, and it has this very sort of tranquil and pure heart that I really enjoy. So what does the progression of this fragrance look or smell like? It opens up with just a tiny bit of warmth on account of the citrus. Nothing overly pronounced, nothing super strong or anything like that. And then immediately you would get this lungful of jasmine and gardenia. Now, gardenia is very clean. Of course, it has the help of jasmine to really create that overall olfactive profile that you get from it, because in many cases gardenia is a fantasy note, but you definitely get this really natural smelling gardenia in here. And then you still perceive something warm in the distance, but you're not quite sure what. There is a woodsy conclusion to it, but I don't pick up too strongly on the type of wood that's in here. I think it's cedar, but again, it's not something that you can smell too vividly, just because so many of those base elements, while they're there, there, and they can definitely be perceived from a distance. They are in many ways drowned out or covered up by the florals that are in here. Now, you also get a touch of spice in here, and I believe it's coming from saffron. And saffron is often used in the creation of a leather accord, and it has this very sort of exotic, spicy, leathery vibe, devoid of any sweetness. And so you're going to get something really classy, professional, while also evoking a sense of luxury, which I really like about this one. Now, I actually own 2 fragrances by Isabey. I have another fragrance from them, which I will be reviewing very soon. I think it's such an amazing amber fragrance. But this one, given the fact that as of right now, it's a 5-year-old fragrance, I think this one does something really special that now in hindsight, I kind of wish that I tried this one when it first came out, because I know I definitely would have been wearing it quite a bit. You know, there are many times when I'm in the mood to wear a floral fragrance, but I don't want Narcissus, I don't want Ylang Ylang, I don't want Freesia, I don't want anything that is too strong or sharp or piercing or heady or anything like that. And I'm really not a fan of aldehydic floral fragrances, but do enjoy my clean white floral fragrances. I like Iris, I enjoy Tuberose, and I certainly enjoy Gardenia. So I'm really happy to finally have this fragrance in my collection. And I think it's a really special release. If you're a guy and, you know, maybe you've always had a bit of trepidation towards floral ingredients, you've been a little apprehensive in the past, but you're willing to try some new fragrances as long as there still is a bit of that masculine vibe to the fragrance, I think you're really gonna enjoy this one. Again, smell is subjective, so I always encourage that people go out there and try it for themselves. So I hope you have the chance to sample this one soon. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now first, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, certainly I've tried many Gardenia fragrances in the past, but this perfume's ability to still retain this sort of classy, elegant, vetiver, slightly masculine base is really impressive, and it actually borders on the edge of uniqueness because I personally haven't tried this kind of Gardenia before, so always appreciate having a new experience when it comes to olfaction. Longevity on this one, you can expect 8 hours on your skin. The projection was great for the first half hour, and then the projection remained pretty consistent. It didn't start to sit closer to the skin until that 5-hour mark. Versatility on this one is very good. I would personally love to wear this one in the spring and summer. Wearing this to the office or wearing it to work is the best time. Definitely gives off a bit of a formal vibe about it, so I would definitely love to wear it to like a wedding or a formal occasion when I'm dressed up and I'm looking rather presentable. But I think this one has a very tranquil atmosphere about it, so I can certainly see somebody wearing this one casually too. I think this one is perfectly unisex. I don't think it's marketed as a woman's fragrance. I think it's marketed as a men's fragrance, but I think this one is perfectly unisex if I'm not mistaken. And I just find this one will appeal to somebody who's a little bit older, because you know the young guys, they want their tonka beans and their fruity fragrances and you know the Bleu de Chanel's and the Invictus Legends of the world. So I think there's something rather special and refined about this DNA that will appeal to somebody who's a little bit older, perhaps has a little bit more experience in the realm of niche perfumes. And the presentation on this one is really cool. The box initially confused me until I realized that you open it up from the side like this, but really unique. And I really enjoyed the heaviness and the aesthetic of the bottle. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you're a fan of floral ingredients, but you still want a fragrance that retains a masculine edge to it, please try Sir Gallahad by Isabey. I think this is an awesome fragrance, and it's certainly one that you should check out if you're a fan of Gardenia. If you're a Gardenia lover, please put this towards the top of your list. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I did this fragrance justice, and I hope you have even a slight idea of what it smells like after I finish talking about the smell. If you enjoyed this video, or if you took something of value from this review, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell so that you can stay notified on all of my future uploads. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.